Hey guys, good morning. Wanted to update you guys on my positions. All the current breakouts that I actually have. I actually closed my DocuSign yesterday. We closed, actually, technically the strategy is 5 for 5 because Nike, Costco, Pepsi, what else did I play? Apple, and Nike, Costco, Pepsi, Apple, DocuSign. So this is the fifth one. So technically, the strategy is 5 for 5, but I am 4 for 5 because I closed DocuSign at a loss, about like $100 overall. Because I mean, as you can see, this debit spread I bought for 705, and I sold it for 385, which actually netted me a loss of 320. But I actually ended up making about $150 off of the last two calls that I had on DocuSign for 510 and 269. So technically, I closed it based off of like an emotional close. I was like, oh man, DocuSign's gonna go down. It didn't. It actually kept running towards the upside. And again, this is why you follow strategy, because you only lose money if you don't follow strategy, right? I had a strategy already in place. I sold on like an emotional reaction because DocuSign was down, and then like the next 2 days it shot back up. Again, you only sell when the strategy tells you to, otherwise you lose money. And I basically got into this position. I sold out of everything, and thankfully, I'm only at about $100 loss on DocuSign. But if I would have left that debit spread open, this call debit spread, I would have technically been profitable, and it would have been a 5 for 5 because as long as you don't lose money or you break even, well, sorry, as long as you don't lose money, it's a win for me because you're either breaking even or you're making profit. And if it's those two options, you're technically winning because you're not losing money, right? So DocuSign is the fifth one that I am pretty happy about because even though we did lose, or even though I technically lost $100, it's I would have still made all that. I would have still made a profit yesterday if I closed everything together. The other ones that I'm currently in are still in BTU, which I think I am currently at a 26% loss. Currently in ETN, which I am in a $30 gain, so still at a 7% gain. And I think the only other one that I'm in right now is, what else am I in? I am in Crowd. So Crowd, I think, is one of the bigger losers. Currently going up, only down about 16%, down 127. And I actually just bought a debit spread on Shop, which I think I am up on, or at least breaking even on. I am currently up $35 or 14%. So Shop, it looks like Shop is gonna be showing that chart that I showed you guys. Let me see if I can get it here. So Shop is actually showing a pretty nice move towards the upside, and it's basically hitting all of our triggers. Right, it crossed relative high. It's at a really, really, really sweet spot, and I think for right now, I think I'm gonna be buying two more debit spreads that expire about a month out because it's hitting all my buttons. Right, it's hitting all the criteria that we need. And the next one after Shop, I was actually looking for. Oh man, I was just on the ticker right now and I completely forgot. Um, I was looking. I think it was Square. I think Square was doing really, really well, relative highs. Yeah, so Square is actually breaking relative highs, and I probably will be going into this, but it's a it's a minimal gain from here because from 265 to 278. I mean, what kind of gain is that? You wouldn't even see too much of an actual gain in profits. So it's about a 5% net, 5% gain from 265 to 278. And then if we actually wait it out till, oh, you know what? That's actually not that bad. You get a full 10% if it hits if it hits that fib range. So I think for this upcoming week, I will be doing Square also. So I'll be purchasing two more debit spreads on Shopify just because they're so expensive. And I'm limiting my profit, but I want to be in Shopify because the chart looks great. And also for Square, I will be purchasing actually three calls for Square. Maybe 278, 293. I don't know if I'm gonna do in the money for Square, but everything hits kind of the trigger for Square right now. And I do think that it's because it's closing over relative highs. I think it's going to be pretty solid to keep this play going for the next month or so. And when it tends to break relative high, it does pretty well, right? So it'll break highs and it'll keep running for about 4 to 5 months. So sorry, 4 to 5 weeks. So I will be buying this minimum at least. I'll try to get at least August 20th plus. So I'm more than likely getting further out than August 20th. I need it to be minimum at least about a week, at least about a month and a week out. So definitely looking at Square for the next play. But I will be picking up 2 more debit spreads for shop. So I'll see you guys later.